Eat less, live longer. Sounds simple, right? Almost too simple. You've been led to believe that regular meals, snacks, and fueling up all day is the secret to health and youth. But what if the real secret was the exact opposite? What if the solution isn't in what you eat, but crucially, when you don't? Let's get straight to it. You want to stay younger, sharper, and more energized than your years suggest. But the secret to this is even more intriguing than the promise itself. Because while everyone else is obsessed with superfoods and supplements, you're about to discover why stopping meals in a structured way, just for a bit, aka fasting, might be the most powerful anti-aging switch you can flip. Today, I'll show you how fasting unlocks your body's hidden longevity engines, and I'll also expose the hidden cost of constant eating that almost nobody talks about. I'm Matt Farr, health coach and author. For over 2 decades, I've been helping busy professionals, millionaires, billionaires, and people like you to outsmart fatigue, dodge midlife decline, and reclaim their edge. And today, over 12,000 people have bought my books and courses. So are you ready? Let's break it down with 5 ways fasting can help you stay younger. Number 1, deep clean mode. Most people treat their bodies like a conveyor belt. Food in, food out, and repeat. But your cells, they hoard. But over time, this causes them to degenerate. Proteins and DNA become damaged, mitochondria age, and biological junk accumulates, all leading to accelerated aging, caused by things like inflammation, oxidative stress, also called free radical damage, and cells that just don't quite work the way they used to. Fasting flips that script. When you give your body a real break from calories, you trigger the process of autophagy. This is like your body's inner cleanup crew. Suddenly, the rubbish gets cleared. Repair begins, old cells are replaced. Cells, organs, and systems become sharper, stronger, younger. But here's the catch. If you never stop eating, that cleanup happens for just a fraction of the time it needs to in order to ensure optimal health and longevity. Junk piles up, inflammation smolders, you age faster, cell by cell. The science is crystal clear. Even modest, intermittent fasting, such as stretching your overnight fast by a few hours, can lower inflammation, trim dangerous belly and visceral fat, and improve your body's response to sugar. You'll see a lower risk of conditions like diabetes, heart disease, and even brain fog. In animal studies, fasting schedules have been shown to increase longevity, create leaner bodies, and slow the aging process. Number 2, the growth repair switch. Your body has 2 modes, growth and repair. Growth is heavily influenced by an enzyme pathway known as mTOR. It's involved in growth and storage through protein synthesis. Think of it like a construction crew. When food arrives, especially protein, builders clock in and start laying bricks and adding to structures. Repair, on the other hand, is heavily influenced by a different enzyme pathway known as AMPK. Think repair, resilience, and renewal. It also inhibits the mTOR pathway. So think of it like the night shift maintenance and renovation crew that comes in only when the builders leave and the materials have run out. They patch cracks, recycle old materials, and strengthen the foundations. In some cases, they might even demolish and rebuild completely anew. Now, eating, especially protein, activates mTOR. So if you're always eating from when you wake up to when you sleep, this pathway dominates, and your body rarely gets to spend time on repair and renewal, except for maybe a few hours once your last food of the day has passed through the system. As a result, waste builds, inflammation simmers, cellular aging speeds up. On the other hand, fasting activates AMPK to promote repair, cleaning, renewal, and fat burning. Both are important to healthy aging, but where most people go wrong is the AMPK pathway gets much less opportunity to run. So the key here is balance, and that's where fasting comes in. Now, if this is striking a tone with you and you are starting to understand why it might be a good idea to start fasting, then check out my free guide, The 10 Fasting Fails, which cover the top 10 mistakes most people make when fasting. Just comment fast below and I'll send it to you. Number 3, the secret fuel you'll never use. Now, when you fast beyond about 18 hours, your liver's sugar stores start to run low. This forces your body to improvise by making ketones. Now, ketones are fat molecules produced by the liver and used by the brain, heart, and muscles as an energy source. Now, whilst one of the obvious benefits of ketones is fat burning, they also play other roles that help slow down aging, such as reducing inflammation, oxidative stress, and improving metabolic flexibility. Now, metabolic flexibility enables your body to efficiently switch between carbohydrates and fat as an energy source. Poor metabolic flexibility leads to difficulties burning fat as fuel, a common problem seen with aging. But of course, if you're always topping up with food, especially carbohydrates, this switch never flips and you miss out on these benefits. Early studies on humans show that after just a couple of days of fasting, ketones surge, inflammation drops, cells show less wear and tear. It allows a biological spring clean. So those are the three primary ways by which fasting can slow down the aging process, and even in some cases help reverse some of the damage associated to aging. Autophagy, AMPK, and ketones. Now, if you've learned something so far, please give my video a like. It helps me to understand what you want to hear more of. Now, there are different ways to fast, so which one is best, especially in light of what I've just talked about? Well, in truth, they all have their merits, but let's quickly review some of them. Time-restricted eating, TRE. This involves a 12 to 18-hour fast. So typically that means your eating window lasting anything up to 12 hours from usually a minimum of 6 hours. This process is followed on a continuous basis rather than a short period of a few days like in other fasting methods. It's simple, it's sustainable, it's perfect for those with busy lives. Now it triggers both AMPK and autophagy, and for some, during fasts closer to maybe 18 hours, or maybe if you follow a relatively low carbohydrate diet, you'll find that there's a release of ketones. However, there are many other benefits not mentioned so far associated with this approach, such as allowing the lining of the gut to heal, greater insulin sensitivity, better sleep, and of course it's more difficult to overconsume calories when following a shortened eating window. And all of these are also going to have an anti-aging effect. So in short, it's a good practice to start if you're new to fasting. Next, we have 24 to 36 hour water fasts. Now these are a deeper clean out. You'll get more prolonged autophagy and AMPK effects, and a greater release of ketones, and everything I just talked about TRE, you'll get all of those benefits too, but just for a more sustained period. And especially if you're doing fast closer to the 36-hour mark, you're going to get a lot more ketone release. Now, typically you'll use this kind of fast maybe only once a month or once a week, depending on how experienced and conditioned your body is to fasting. Next, we have 48 to 72-hour water fasts. Now, again, you're going to see an even more enhanced autophagy and AMPK effects. You're going to see even more of a ketogenic state, but this type of fast is not really for beginners. It's going to bring a serious spring clean, and especially when you start hitting the 3-day mark, lots of effects and benefits to the immune system and many other things too. Now, with this kind of fast, you wouldn't do this more often than say once a month. So these are the 3 main types of fasting. There are various others too, but in the interest of keeping this video quite brief, I'll finish there. So in short, if you ignore fasting, you invite chronically high insulin and an over-reliance or an over-activation of mTOR pathways, stalled autophagy, and a higher risk of diabetes, fatty liver, and brain fog. And even just a late-night snack can devastate your body clock and drain your cell batteries. So here's how to get started with fasting. Start with a 12 to 14 hour overnight fast. Build that up to 14 to 18 hours over time, and shift meals earlier to optimize autophagy, cutting out late night snacks. Next, try a 24-hour fast, just now and then, but start by simply skipping breakfast and build it up from there. Now, during any kind of fast, stick to water, herbal teas, and maybe black coffee, ideally decaf coffee, because the caffeine in coffee and tea can actually mobilize sugar into the bloodstream. So it's best to avoid them, any caffeinated products. And if you're doing any kind of longer fast, always add electrolytes into your water. And with longer fasts, like 24 hours or longer, make sure you break the fast gently. Introduce with easily digestive foods, broths, soft vegetables, small servings, soups, smoothies, that kind of thing. Don't go out and eat a 10-ounce rump steak and a pizza. So the takeaway, fasting isn't magic, but it is the closest thing we have to a biological reset button for youth, for energy, for clarity. It shifts you out of auto-aging and into active repair. Start small, let your inner cleanup crew do its thing. Want my 10 fasting fails? Drop fast below and I'll ping them over. And for more science-backed strategies to keep you sharp, hit subscribe. In 6 months, you wonder why you ever did it any other way. Stop, reset, age backwards.